Hey Ashley,
Good evening. How are you?
good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you. Excited for today's conversation.
Yeah, that's good. Do you know a little bit about that crypto?
Pardon me?
Do you know a little bit about that crypto? Crypto.com?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'll just make sure that Emmanuel is jumping in. How is everything otherwise, Ashley? Do you know exactly what happened yesterday with the market or the crypto market especially?
Yeah, definitely. There was a few things that always affects the market. Number one is always going to be people, of course. Um, Oops, I just realized I don't have my mic on. Let's turn that on so everybody can see me. Okay, perfect. You should be able to see me now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, there's always a few different things. Of course, the media
Mhm.
is affecting it in a huge way. But on the plus side, whenever we do have those major drops, it's a great opportunity for people to capitalize on it. And I know there's so many different organizations that have, which I'm going to touch on a little bit on that as well. So I'm excited
Mhm.
for that conversation.
Yeah, totally. Right. So, yeah, I tried to like buy some more stocks, cryptocurrencies yesterday. Because like when you
Hmm.
see like some major drops, I think it's always good to kind of like jump in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah. I wonder where is Emmanuel? Let me see.
Okay, welcome everybody. We're going to get started in a few more minutes. Just going to give another opportunity for some people to jump on. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, welcome everybody to another Crypto the Right Way session. We are going to get started just in another minute. I know we have some more people that are just trying to jump on here. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Before we kick off, Bryce, did you want to do a bit of an introduction about KWI, just in case we have people that are joining for the first time?
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I was basically trying to reach out Emmanuel. So, hopefully he's okay. So, yeah, just like briefly for people that don't know about KWI, what we do is that we basically have basically group. We have also meetings, and the purpose, our goal is basically to help people with their journey through if they want to go into trading, but basically any type of investment. So we have this group that where we have like a lot of discussions about stocks, cryptocurrencies. So it's always great to have like some great opportunities. You can see like some crypto that people are watching, that people are investing in as well. So basically, this is what we do, and we are also having a website. So I'm also going to share it in the chat right now. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So I will go ahead and get started because, of course, we always want to make sure that we can get all this amazing information in time as well. Once again, I just want to say welcome, everybody. If it's your first time here, welcome. We're super excited to have you. Please make sure to have yourself on mute. If you do have any questions, definitely you can towards the end, or you can always ask questions using the chat box as well. Okay. So if you are new to cryptocurrency, or if you are, just hearing about cryptocurrency for the time, I'm going to drop a one in the chat so you can get a good idea of who's fairly new and who's not. Okay. If you have, then and you're already in the space, that's perfect. If not, then that's totally fine. You have not missed the train. You can still jump in and be a part of it, which is awesome. Okay. So today's conversation, we are going to be talking about a specific cryptocurrency. And of course, there are lots of different cryptocurrencies out there, but today we're going to be talking about Crow, also known as crypto.com. Now, before we do jump in, I also want to mention, I always have to mention this because even though, of course, we're sharing our expertise on certain cryptocurrencies or certain projects in general, it's very, very important for you to be, go out there and make and do your own research, conduct your own research as well before jumping into a project and getting involved, just because you want to make sure that you have a great understanding of what you're really putting your money into before you just jump in. Okay, our job is really just to provide you with our information as well as our personal opinions about these projects, but just make sure you go ahead and do your research as well. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Perfect. Awesome. Let's go back a little bit. So for those that are joining us for the first time, this is a platform that you guys can actually use to start conducting your research in terms of different cryptocurrencies. I always love talking about this one, which is coingecko.com. It provides a lot of great resources, a lot of great information. And literally on the first page, it always shows you the top 100 cryptocurrencies based on market cap, which is super amazing. Okay. But as I kind of scroll down the list, you'll see we have lots of different cryptocurrencies. But the one that we are going to be looking at today is actually crypto.com. So you can see it's number 21. The ticker for it, also known as CRO. And right now it's sitting roughly about 16 cents. Okay. So we're going to click on this one and kind of just dive in to see a little bit more about this project. And keep in mind, right, these calls are, of course, recorded. So if anytime you have any more questions or you want to look over this information that I'm sharing with you, you can definitely do so and click on that link. And we'll be dropping that in the chat as well for you. Okay. So Crow is a very interesting platform. I want you to kind of think of it as it is an exchange where people can go ahead and buy and sell different cryptocurrencies. But what's really exciting is that now that platform has their own cryptocurrency, right? So to give an example of another platform that's literally doing the same concept would be Binance. And Binance, BNB has done phenomenal, right? We've seen significant growth with it over the past even month alone, which is amazing. So a lot of the times, so many different benefits in terms of why some of these platforms may come out with their own cryptocurrencies, right? A lot of the times, they will give you, even a discount on some of the trading fees if you're actually paying in their particular cryptocurrency, right? And then there's also tons of other benefits, okay? But kind of scrolling down, I want to show you a little bit in terms of the price point, as well as the history of Crow and why it's pretty exciting. First of all, it's literally under $1, right? It's still at a great price point, especially for those that are looking to be able to maximize in terms of the amount of coins that they're able to get. Anytime you can find a coin under $1 that has a great use case, it definitely is a great scenario. Okay, but as we start to kind of click on the max, we kind of look at the timeline for this particular cryptocurrency, it has a really healthy chart, right? There's a lot of massive moves up and lots of massive moves down as well, healthy retracements. So you do want to make sure that it is a cryptocurrency that's having a lot of growth, a lot of movement, and also picking up momentum, around the same time that we have a lot of momentum with other cryptocurrencies as well, right? The markets tend to really move together. Everything overall tends to follow Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin has, over 60% dominance, right? So regardless of Bitcoin going up or going down, usually all the other cryptocurrencies tend to follow, okay? So even if we look at, let's do even the past 7 days, just to give you a picture, we literally saw Bitcoin drop significantly. And once again, we're seeing that drop here, right? Also falling along with Bitcoin. So as I mentioned, Bitcoin dominance, and you can actually see that at the top of the page, right? It fluctuates quite a bit here and there, but right now you can see it's literally 59.7%. That's how dominant Bitcoin's price point is in alongside all the other different cryptocurrencies, okay? Now I'm just going to switch over and show you guys what crypto.com's platform looks like. Okay, perfect. And also, if you do have any questions, feel free, of course, to put them in the chat. I will be leaving some time, towards the end of the session for you guys to ask some questions, okay? But literally, this is the platform, crypto.org. You can go here and get lots of great information. They also have an app, which is what I highly recommend. However, the one thing I really wanted to point out is that if you actually go to the App Store on your phone, you'll notice they actually have 2 apps. Okay, so they have the regular crypto.com, right, app, and then they have the crypto DeFi app. Okay, now when it comes to DeFi, it's a little bit different in the sense where you are essentially becoming your own bank. So now you have full ownership over your cryptocurrency. There's no customer service, right? It's really all about you. You have the full control, right? And that's really a great thing because now no one's there to tell you, what you can or cannot do with those funds or how much you can send and so forth, which is a lot of the same limitations that we have with regular fiat currency. So now we don't have to worry about that. But like I mentioned, I personally am using the DeFi version of their app. One thing to keep in mind is everything runs on Ethereum. So most of the time you have to at least have some Ethereum in order to conduct transactions. Okay. And right now, because of the markets being so fast, everything's fast paced and tons of people are getting involved, there's a lot of transactions. And so with that, if you are going to be using the crypto.com like DeFi app and you're trying to exchange currencies within the platform, you will notice that the fees are still on the high side right now. Okay. But if you are going to just be buying regular cryptocurrencies, and if I go back over to CoinGecko, and let's say if you are interested in actually getting the cryptocurrency, there are a few platforms and only a few platforms right now that you're able to get it on, okay? So anytime you want to see where you can actually purchase that cryptocurrency, you have to click on the Markets tab, okay? And it'll show you the full list of all the different platforms that you can actually purchase that specific cryptocurrency, okay? Now, the great thing is, yes, you can buy this on, of course, the crypto.com app, right? One thing I also want to mention is I'm always really excited about the hot wallet called Exodus. And Exodus also has Crow. So if you are looking to get it, you can also get it from that platform. And not only that, but in terms of where you're going to be storing the majority of your cryptocurrencies, I always say if you're new to the space and you want to have private keys and full ownership of your cryptocurrency, then you want to find a platform that gives you that. And Exodus is definitely one of those platforms that does that. And so it's amazing to be able to actually be able to store your Crow on there as well. Okay. Now, the other thing that I wanted to add is a lot of people may have heard, and a lot of people are, of course, talking about the fact that you can actually get a card, through crypto.com, which is super, super cool. So you can, and they have where every time you use it, you can actually get a certain percentage back, and they'll pay you in cryptocurrency, specifically with the Crow token, which is awesome. So now you can actually earn cash back in cryptocurrency, which is really, really unique. And one of the great things that, in terms of why I love their model in the way that crypto.com is actually, doing and moving that model, is the fact that in order to even get their card, you have to actually have their cryptocurrency, right? Which is great, because that is also helping when it comes to, get increasing the circulation, as well as getting the name out there as well, which is super exciting. Okay. But I do want to stop here. I know that Emmanuel is also going to be joining to talk about Crow. Did you want to add anything, Emmanuel? How are you?
Hey, Ashley, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Amazing. Thank you. Did you want to kind of add some of that information about Crow?
Yeah, I can just add a little bit. I don't know everything that you talked about. I saw you talked about the cards already. I don't know if you talked about the syndicate that
No, I
they
didn't.
have.
You can touch on that.
Okay, so let me just share my screen here.
Okay. I also see we have a question from
Right.
Richard.
So you guys can see my screen now.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right, perfect. So yeah, another thing that I like a lot about crypto.com is the fact that first of all, they have the syndicate option or the syndicate service. What this service is exactly is that when they are listing a new crypto on their platform, on their trading platform, they sell the crypto at a discount price for their, I can consider them the VIP members. And to be a VIP members, what you just need is to hold, like, I think starting from 5,000 CRO all the way to 20,000. And the bigger you hold of their crypto, the more you can get to allocate on this syndicate. So for example, there is an upcoming, this was actually very recent. This was recent. It just ended recently. This FIL was listed on their platform, and they were selling it for 50% off. And you could get it if you had crypto.com. If you had an account with crypto.com and you own some crypto.com coins. Once you have that, you just have to apply for this syndicate, and you allocate a certain amount of money to it, and they will execute your trade when the syndicate is over. And then another thing that I like a lot about this is, of course, I don't know if you talked about the lending option. They have the lending option, which is they can lend you crypto. So they can lend you USDT money, and they're gonna use your cryptos as collaterals. So this is a kind of a risky game, but it's really, once you understand it, you can understand how it's kind of safer actually. Because for example, I'm going to give you guys an example that I did personally. So I had a lot of cryptos when the market was still very, very low and bearish. So I gave them like a crypto that were worth $5,000. They gave me 2,500. So they can loan you up to 50% of your collateral. So up to 50% loan to value of your collaterals. So you give them, let's say, for example, you give them 5,000 of Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at $5,000. And then they're going to give you $25,000. The $25,000, they give it to you in USDT, which is something that doesn't increase in value, but you just pay interest on that. Now, when you put your crypto as a collateral to them, they're gonna hold it until when you will pay that back. So when Bitcoin got to like $10,000, I just paid them $2,000, $2,500 with the interest of like 8%. You pay them the interest, which is 8% per year, depending on your stake in the crypto, your stake of your crypto.com coin. And they return the Bitcoin to you with the current value of the actual Bitcoin. But of course, there is risk that comes with every lending, in a way that if your collaterals goes below the value of your lending, they're gonna send you an email to ask you to balance your collateral, or they can liquidate your position if you do not respond. But I've been in some of the situations like that. But every time when I send them an email, they return my position and ask me to just balance my position. So that is something, yeah, that is actually another add-on that somebody can use, and this can actually replace the whole lending or loan the debt system that you have already with banks, because they have to qualify you based on your credit score and everything. But this is definitely decentralized. If you are qualified, you have your crypto that are already there, and they have the value. So as soon as you have that crypto in your wallet, first of all, and you submit it for an application, it's automatically going to qualify you for uh, a certain amount of money as a loan. And of course, the other good thing about that is that the more you hold of their crypto, the less interest you pay. So for me, for example, I was holding a very, very little stake of crypto.com. I had about 5,000 of their coin, and the coin was still at $0.3. So I was just paying 8% per year as a interest on the loan. But if you own, for example, 10,000 or 20,000, you're even gonna get to a point where you pay just like 2% of the loan. So this is a good add-on for their crypto, because it pushes people to hold their crypto, and people will not be selling their crypto, their coin, to be specific. And then another thing that I just like is the fact that, of course, they just added the derivative trading of
Sorry,
Bitcoin.
Manuel. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
There is a question related to what you just said, and it's how do you qualify for that?
How you qualify? You just have to go on their platform. You have to own at least $50 worth of their crypto. $50 worth of their crypto is I don't know how much it is right now, but you just have to own $50 of their crypto, which is CRO. It is trading at 0.28 right now, I think. And you open an account. You just go to the option to apply for a loan, and as soon as you put your specific crypto, we're gonna calculate it and tell you how much you can get. It's usually up to 50% of your loan to value. So if you have 5,000, they can loan you up to 2,500. All right. So yeah, I was saying the other thing that I like about them is the fact that they just add the derivative trading, which is a 50-time leverage on Bitcoin trading. So far, I've seen just 2 platforms on the market that have this option. One of them is Deribit, which has also crypto option tradings, and Crypto.com is the second one that I just found, which has Bitcoin derivative, and they will certainly add Ethereum derivative soon, but they just started with Bitcoin, and I think this is one of the reasons that pushed their crypto to go so high recently. And also they announced that they just reached, I think, 10 million customers. So this is a really good news for them. And as you can see, like all these platforms, these exchange platforms, they are one of the most lucrative business. Not only in the fact that they have a good business model, but just also the fact of their business, like being a middleman, like a commission company like this, they will. It is very hard for them uh, to go negative, because whatever your profit, whatever, if you lose or if you are making money, they're always making money on all the transaction that you're making, and there is always people who are trading. And with this leverage that they just added, so it's just added more money, more commission for them. Because when people think, when you get a 50, let's say when you think, when you get like a 10 time leverage, you think, yeah, I'm going to make more money. But in reality, it is the exchange company that's going to make more money, because where you are trading at $100, if you just trade $100, they're just going to charge you. Let's say, for example, if they're charging you 1%, that is not, they don't charge 1%, but just for example, if they're charging you 1% and you are trading at, you have just $100 in your account, if you're just trading at that particular money, they're just going to charge you 1% of the $100. But if they give you a 50 time leverage, then they're allowed to charge you up to $5 from the $100 that you have. So it's just a big business model. The idea is more about making money for the platform. So the other thing that I like about their platform is the credit card, not the credit card, but their debit card. These debit cards are already on the market. I have one. They're already provided in the US, in Europe, and in Canada. They are also working in Africa. So this is one of the few platforms that are working in Africa too. And if you go on their platform, you can see how they are very organized in a way that you can create your you can put your platform in your currency. Like, for example, every time when you try to buy something in US dollars, if you are Canadian, you know how crazy the commissions are from the bank when you are transferring your money from US to Canada or from Canada to US. But they have an option that can allow you to buy something in Canadian dollars, and even for Africans, they can buy in African money, in African francs, which is very good for them. Like, it's a really good business model because it helps the customer to save money, and that's what we want to see. All right, and of course, there is also another option or another feature that they have, which is called staking money, which is like holding crypto on their platform, and you're gonna earn a return on your crypto. Another feature that they have is providing liquidity to their market. So when you are a crypto, when you reach that VIP level, you will get an invitation to provide liquidity to the market. And what that does actually is that you give them your money. So they're gonna put it on the market, for example, for people who are trading on a 50 time leverage. So they have to have money to provide to people. When you provide that money, it's like you are staking your money with them, and they're gonna give you a return depending on your stake. The return starts from 75% a year. I've seen it going all the way to 150. If the longer you hold, the more your interest will be. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if anybody has any other question, but one of the most interesting features that I like is mostly the syndicate. I've got a lot of crypto on a 50% discount with this platform. You can see most of these big cryptocurrencies, they all went through this syndicate feature here. And most of the time, it's either 20 or 50% off. Of course, not everybody can get, because they have a limited number of money that they can give. So for example, if they're selling it at 50% off, like for example, you can see this here, they sold only 2,500 250,000 US dollars were allocated for this discount. So everybody will be asking, everybody will be sending a request to get something out of this pie. But the bigger you are on the platform, of course, the more you have to give, the more you will have to say. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much everything. This crypto is something that I believe in to go really, really high in the coming years. And not only because it is a good crypto, but also because of their business model. As you can see, Binance, what Binance did is was just something to show you what is coming with this trading platform. They're the biggest platforms in crypto. Like, they are one of the biggest. They're very lucrative, very profitable as a business model. So yeah, it should be something to look at.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay. Also, actually, Emmanuel, I love the fact that you kind of touched on it from a trading perspective. I always love to say that, because of course you can earn crypto, you can invest, you can trade, but I always love to remind people that as you start to look at these different cryptocurrencies and you're thinking about how you should get involved, remember to go back to what your strategy is, right? Thinking about what your time frame is, how much can you actually afford to invest, what is your risk level, all these different stuff that make up your strategy, because that's going to determine which direction you should go, right? Should you just start investing, or should you go with the trading model, right? Or even looking for the aspect in terms of earning, right? And there's lots of little things that go into it, even when we think about staking sometimes, or even providing liquidity, right? If you're not too familiar or understand the process, you have to make sure you take the time to learn, because the last thing you want to do is put your money into something and you're not sure how to take your money out afterwards when you've made profits, right? So just really getting a good understanding of what aspect makes sense for you, and then taking that role on. The other thing as well, if you are looking to invest in this, just also take a look at your portfolio, look at the different cryptocurrencies you have. I always say it's good to diversify. So if you don't have a cryptocurrency like, crypto.com, then maybe that might be a good addition for you once you've conducted your research. But like I said, we're literally here just to provide you the information, so we can tell you, exactly what we see with these different projects. And then from on your end, you're able to just do your own research, see if it makes sense for you, and then you're able to jump in. But I do want to leave some time now to ask some questions. I think Richard was actually asking a question in terms of the most cost-effective wallet with fees. When it comes to wallets, I always say it depends if you're looking for, it depends on how you're using the currency. Because if you're looking for something like long-term, then there's a certain options, right? Or if you're looking for something that you're not really going to be holding long-term, you might just be using it here and there, and you might be going back into like fiat currency, then there's other options as well. So it kind of just depends a little bit. If you're not going to be using the funds like strictly just for investing, then I wouldn't worry too much about fees. So to give an example, like when we're looking at Crow, I said it's available on Exodus, right? This is an echo. If you're looking at, let's say, Crow, and it is, like I mentioned, on Exodus, then you're only ever going to be doing, if you transfer Bitcoin there or even Ethereum, you can swap on that platform. Fees tend to be, of course, a little bit on the higher end, but if you're only doing that exchange once because it is a long-term investment, then it's not too much of a problem, because you're not going to be putting up a lot of fees consistently. It's more of a one-off. So just kind of thinking it in that perspective. I think, Jamie, I think you had a question.
Let's see. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm new to crypto. I kind of got bit by the bug, right? And I've got some stuff, like some exchanges I signed up with and a few coins I tried, and I'm dabbling, right? But I tried to get on Binance, and I had just moved, so my old ID wouldn't take. It had my old address. So then with my supporting documents, it wouldn't get like approved. And so now like I got a new ID, but it's got the new address and it doesn't correlate to the old one. So they won't take it. And I've had like a hard time trying to find anybody to like customer service to help to try to correct it. So and Binance has like the majority of the coins that I see that are hot that I want to get. So now that's like one problem. So then I'm like, okay. So like, well, you can get, if you buy Bitcoin or Ethereum on something else, you can then trade them over. And so I'm at that point, but I keep getting stuck and I can't. I signed up for wallets. I signed up for like, different exchanges. But I'm struggling getting the Bitcoin from one thing to the other to get the coin I want. And I don't know if that's something that this is a good forum to try to help do, or if it's afterwards or whatever, but that would be really helpful. I'm kind of stuck there and I keep seeing like coins that I would love to get that I can't get every day.
No worries. No, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I'm sure there's other people on the call that are facing the same issue. One thing to keep in mind, and you kind of mentioned it, right? When it comes to, let's say, like Binance, you don't even have to be verified to actually use their platform, right? The only reason you would have to be verified is if you're actually trying to purchase cryptocurrency directly from them. But if you're not buying directly from them, you don't need to be verified. You can still trade, you can still store cryptocurrency there without actually doing that verification process. So if you've already done a verification process with another platform, right, and you're already buying Bitcoin or buying Ethereum, realistically, you can just, as you mentioned, kind of just transfer it to Binance, swap out and get all the different cryptocurrencies that you like. Are you located in Toronto?
I'm in the States.
We're in the States. Okay.
And is that where you're at?
What platform do you use now to actually purchase Bitcoin?
Well, I mean, like Coinbase, I'm on. That's the easiest one. Kraken, I'm on. I got CoinGecko, Gemini. I've signed up for them all. I'm gonna be on every one of them. I'm not missing no coins. But there's got to be an easier way to do this, and I'm making it harder for myself. I know it.
No worries. Tell you what. Shoot me a message, and let's jump on a call, and I can walk you through it. Okay?
You're the best. Thank you.
Are you part of the KWI group, or how did you hear?
This is I went on Meet today, and I found this, and I was like, oh, okay. There's other people that like crypto. Let me see if I can hang out. So. This is my first try. I didn't know what would happen of this, but I was like, I want to make every effort I could to try to accelerate my learning and meet, awesome people who may also, we can exchange good energy and try to help each other.
Perfect. No, I love it. And welcome. I'm glad that you tuned in. I literally just dropped my email in the chat. If you shoot me an email, we can jump on a call and I can kind of walk you through that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Let me see if I can find this chat now.
You're good. Awesome. Do we have any other last questions before we go? Like I said, the session will be recorded. So if you do want to take some time to watch it again, you can. All the sessions are recorded. If you are tuning in for the first time, highly recommend clicking. There's a link in the chat that says nowealth.ca that will be able to give you access to being able to attend these events regularly, as well as our group chat that we have, where we also share some great information as well. Okay. But once again, thank you so much for joining, everybody. We do these cryptocurrency calls every 2 weeks. And then, of course, we do our Monday meltdowns every single Monday, providing some great resources and tips when it comes to more so stocks as well as trading as well. I see some other questions. When it comes to staking money and holding on their platform, what does that mean? So when it comes to staking money, think of it almost like your savings account, where literally you have funds sitting there and you're earning interest, right? But when it comes to cryptocurrency, the interest that you're earning is a lot higher, right? And I always love to reference back to Exodus as a great platform. I believe like the minimum, you can literally earn anywhere between 1 to almost 10% interest on these cryptocurrencies just by having your funds sit there. So just be careful. Some platforms, when it comes to staking, it's actually locked in, so it's for a certain amount of time. Other platforms, you can still have access to the funds whenever you need it. So just keep that in mind. So main advantage Crypto.com has over Binance is the Crow rewards. They are both very similar. So they're very, very similar. So in terms of their rewards, in terms of their business model, it's very, very similar. But what I love a lot about what Crypto.com is doing is their business model is just slightly different, and some features is a little bit different, especially the addition of the card, which is really unique. And like I said, they're still fairly new. Right, they're really just starting to get their groove in the market, and that's why it's really exciting. Because, like I said, anytime you can find a great project with a great use case and great potential under $1, that's just amazing. How does taxes work when it comes to staking? Very good question. So when it comes to taxes, I always say it varies based on where you're located. That's number one. Also depends on how you're actually using the cryptocurrency. If you're strictly just investing, or if you're actually actively trading, then of course it is different. I am actually going to be putting together a webinar specifically talking about cryptocurrency taxing. At least here in Canada. I may have a guest speaker that will be touching on it in terms of the US as well, but definitely keep in touch with us and you'll be able to get access to that event as well. Okay, perfect. So yes, if you are joining us for the first time, make sure you click that link so you can stay up to date with all of the great information and events that we do. And I do have to jump off because I do literally have another call, but I just wanted to say thank you everybody for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys in 2 weeks again for our next crypto conversation. All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you, Ashley. Always appreciate it.
No problem. Awesome. And then we will